A Filthy Update Part 2, Books, CDs, VHS, take 1. "15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 3. Now move on to the rest, to the multimedia stuff, and we have 2 books which I shall show these both together. 101 Cult Movies You Must See Before You Die, and 101 Gangster Films You Must See Before You Die. And we got these second hand from Border Books. I have 101 Horror Movies You Must See Before You Die and 101 Sci-Fi Movies You Must See Before You Die. We got these in HMV many years ago. They're not in print anymore. But yeah, these 2 books are advertised on the back of the other 2 books. These were written by the same guy who wrote 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die, and there's quite a lot of these, but these, I wanted these specific pressings with this cover. So the first one we have is 101 Cult Movies You Must See Before You Die. Obviously with Divine on the front from Pink Flamingos, which I showed earlier, funnily enough. But yeah, really nice stuff. And 101 Gangster Movies You Must See Before You Die with Al Pacino on the front from Scarface. This is probably one where I've seen the least films from. I've seen most of the sort of latter ones, but a lot of the early ones I've not really seen. But yeah, you get a lot of classics in there. So yeah, they're really nice. They're really nice reading too as well. So then we've got a CD. This is actually a CD set I got in HMV. This is Queen, the Platinum Collection. So this is Greatest Hits 1, 2 and 3. I fucking love Queen. I'm not really much of a music person generally, but I really like Queen. That I would go so far as to call Queen my favourite band. But I don't really own that much stuff related to Queen till now. But yeah. It's a very nice set. So this is just most of the essential songs. But I think if you're like a proper big Queen buff, you'd probably have like the proper albums with the rest of the songs on. But if you're more casual, you know, this is a really nice set to get. Here's a Greatest Hits Volume 1, originally released in 1981, I believe. This set is from 2011, and it's got remastered versions of a lot of these songs. And you get a load of classics on. This is mostly their 70s songs, but you get a few from the 80s, like Flashes on there, No One Bites the Dust as well, and you get your classics, you get your essential ones like Bohemian Rhapsody, Killer Queen, Seven Seas of Rhye, We Will Rock You and stuff. Absolutely brilliant songs. Can listen to them all day. Here's the disc. So we have the booklet with bits of trivia as well as pictures of the singles. Greatest Hits 2 from 1991, so this came out the same year Freddie Mercury untimely passed away. And this is most of their 80s songs. It's hard to say which album I prefer. There's a lot more the recognisable songs are on Volume 1, but Volume 2's got a load of other great songs. It's Kind of Magic, which is one of my favourites. Under Pressure, Radio Gaga, Wants to Live Forever, I Want to Break Free. Yeah, this contains these songs, some of the songs from Highlander, which I'm not that keen on Highlander. I've seen it a couple of times, but I've never gotten on with it. In fact, actually, I do think the soundtrack's better than the bloody film. But yeah. Here's the disc. And, God, CD tune. There we have some pictures right there. Very, very cool. I'm very, very familiar with Greatest Hits 1 and 2. I've listened to them quite a few times before I got this set, but I've never listened to Queen plus Greatest Hits Volume 3. This is probably the one I'm least interested to listen to. This one came out in, I believe, 1999, so obviously Freddie Mercury had long since passed. This is basically just sort of what was left behind, more or less. You get some songs from like the main Heaven album, which is a fantastic album. But you also get a lot of stuff they did, like a lot of collaborations they did. Like they've got covers of some of their older songs, which they did with other people. You've got some like Freddie Mercury's solo songs when he did his solo album, and I think there's a couple of other members who had their own solo albums on here. Drummed by Brian May's on there, a few others, yeah. So it's an interesting album, but not probably one which I'm really that interested to check out. On the inside we get the emblem. The other ones don't have anything behind the disc. This one probably has a thicker booklet, actually, I think. But yeah, this one, the booklet's not as good. It's just got some information in there. And the final ones are videos. Got a fair few videos, and they're all Doctor Who related, which is quite interesting. And they're all the Doctor Who years videos, so we'll get started. First one we have is Doctor Who The Hartnell Years, presented by Sylvester McCoy, true collector's edition of vintage Doctor Who. These were videos released in the early 90s as sort of ways to get a lot of orphaned episodes out. A lot of the episodes, I think most people know that a lot of Doctor Who episodes are missing from the 60s, and these are ways of getting some of the incomplete episodes out. The one of which wouldn't have got a video release otherwise. But I think these videos have kind of lost their place, because the episodes themselves are on DVD and stuff in much better quality. But what's nice about these is these actually have hosting segments, which some of them have made their way to DVD, but lots of them haven't. So I bought these and I've digitised them and stuff. But yeah, here's the Hartnell Years, which overall is a pretty fun video. Again, kind of redundant because the content's been released elsewhere, but definitely a really fun video, and Sylvester McCoy was really enjoyable. This video came out in 1991. So this contains the original unaired version of An Unearthly Child, which is now on the DVD. And when the full story of An Unearthly Child was released on VHS the previous year, but that only included the aired version of the first episode. It didn't have the unaired version. Then we have episode 3 of The Crusade, called The Wheel of Fortune. Episode 1 wasn't recovered until 1999. And then the final part of Assess Your Toymaker, which is pretty cool. Anyway, here's the tape. There's no print date at the bottom, but there is a date at the start of the cassette. And the production date is the 16th of May 1991. And it's not really that, but it's for other Doctor Who videos, and we also have Captain Blake 7 videos as well. It comes in a, don't know if you can see that, but it comes in a BBC embossed case. Next one is The Troughton Years, presented by John Pertwee, when John Pertwee was still alive. Patrick Troughton's my all-time favourite Doctor. This video is not as good as the other ones, but it's still quite interesting to watch, especially sort of at the time when not that many Troughton episodes existed. I believe when this video came out, there were only 5 complete Troughton episode stories at the time. This one was also released in 1991, in fact I believe the same day as the Hartnell years. But this video contains episode 2 of The Abominable Snowmen, episode 3 of Enemy of the World, which now exists in the archive in full, and Space Pirates episode 2. This also includes excerpts from Web of Fear episode 1, which at the time was the only surviving part, which I wonder why exactly wasn't that episode included on this video, because that would have been quite nice. And we also get clips from the 3 Doctors, the 5 Doctors and the 2 Doctors. Inside we get the same advert and the same embossed case. Here's the cassette. This is a later repressing from the 20th of February 1992. I would have preferred like an original pressing from 91, but you know, I'm not really complaining at all. Which still got the same master. It's still got the BBC Globe logo at the start. The Globe logo also appears in the Hartnell years as well. The Pertwee years is the next one, the course presented by John Pertwee. Released in 1992. This is the first kind of redundant video because all the Pertwee episodes exist in the archives, even as early as 92. And so this video is essentially just a best of video of sort of some of the best episodes from the Pertwee era put together. None of these video stories have been released in full on video at this point, and you also get a lot of stuff outside it. So we have Inferno episode 7, which is a slightly weird choice because the thing is though with Inferno, if you've seen Inferno, the stuff, you know, in the parallel universe stuff mostly takes place in episodes 2 through 6, so kind of 1 and 7 kind of feel a bit redundant. I mean, if you watch them in context, you know, they're brilliant, but they don't really work that well when you watch them out of context. Frontier in Space episode 6, which was the last episode to feature Roger Delgado's Master. I really need to watch Frontier in Space again. I've not seen it in full in years. And then we have episode 5 of The Demons, which, funnily enough, in this video is actually presented in black and white, because at the time the only copy of that story known to exist was in black and white. I believe a few months later the restoration team was formed, and they actually did a test where they restored colour to the demons using an off-air copy from the USA, by combining the colour signal from that with the black and white film. And the colour version of the demons was actually released on video the following year. I think the black and white version was, I think, other than a few airings on UK Gold, this is one of the only ways you can actually see the demons in black and white. And also like the DVDs in colour and so on. Here's the tape. Print date is the 14th of February 1992, so Valentine's Day. So we have the same advert, so there's no point showing that again. Next one is Daleks: The Early Years, presented by Peter Davison. Vintage villainy of Doctor Who's arch enemies. This is a very good video. Sort of the other ones were sort of just the ways to get the episodes out with linking bits. But this was kind of more of a documentary because you get interviews with a lot of people like who were involved with the Dalek productions. A condensed version of this is actually on the Power of the Dalek Special Edition, but the quality on that one is absolutely appalling. It's very blurry, the de-interlaced it and so on. Ironically enough, when I digitise this videotape actually looks better than the DVD version does. But the tape itself doesn't play well at all. I have two copies of this tape and they both pretty much do the same thing, where they tend to flutter in and out of high sound, which is a bit annoying. I did stick the digitised versions of these on the Internet Archive and you can see what I mean. But yeah, here's the back. This contains clips from a lot of the Dalek episodes. The full episodes included on here are Dalek's Master Plan episodes 5 and 10. Master Plan episode 2 was recovered in 2004, and episode 2 of Evil of the Daleks. Inside we have adverts for other BBC science fiction videos. So we got Blake 7, Red Dwarf, Quatermass and the Pit. I've got that. That's a really nice thing. Star Cops, Doomwatch, and of course Doctor Who, including the ones I've got. Yeah, I really like seeing these inside the old BBC titles. You don't really get that with DVDs anymore. Here's the tape. The print date is the 17th of June 1992. My other copy is identical to this. The print date's the same, the tape stock's the same. Pretty much everything's the same and they both play identically. So my guess, because I bought most of these from the same seller, so I don't think the tape's worn out. I think it might have been recorded on bad stock. I really don't know. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame really. I don't think... But it's not unwatchable, but it's not great either. Cybermen: The Early Years is next, hosted by Colin Baker. Vintage villainy with the Doctor's evil adversaries. Nice. This is a very nice video as well. Not as good as the Dalek one, but still pretty good. Similar to the Dalek one, it's got lots of interviews, lots of documentary stuff. The episodes on here are in full are the Moonbase episodes 2 and 4 and Will in Space 5 and 6, which yeah, the latter two are a little less be designed because Will in Space is not a great story, to put it lightly. They also have clips from 10th Planet on here, which is nice, and there's just something about watching those clips on VHS when it's unrestored, the audio is a bit muffled, the pictures as dirty as all arseholes. There's just something to it which you don't really get when when they've been cleaned up on the DVDs and so on. In fact, I believe some Doctor Who fans actually prefer watching classic Who on VHS because apparently it looks closer to the way they would have looked when they were shown on TV originally. But yeah. Here's the tape. This is the longest one of the year's videos. It's over 2 hours. Print date is the 16th of June 1992, and we have the same advert inside as the Dalek video. And then we get to the mother of all the Doctor Who years videos, and the one which I was primarily looking for. This is the Tom Baker years, presented by Tom Baker, of course. Massive, big chungus thing. It's got 2 tapes in it, and it's over 3 hours, which is a bit of a waste because they could have probably easily fitted the whole thing on a single cassette, but whatever. But yeah, this is very different to the rest because, like with the Pertwee era, all Tom Baker's episodes exist in the archives. But what this is essentially Tom Baker reacting to clips which they showed him. Clips from each episode. This is actually my favourite of the year's videos, believe it or not. I know some people aren't that keen on it, but I mean, I really enjoyed it. There's just something a bit charming about, you know, Tom Baker, like, not remembering what the names of the stories were and stuff, and he does provide some really interesting trivia when he does. So yeah, they're quite fun. Now this was included as an extra on the season 12 Blu-ray, but I don't have that and I don't plan to. Here's the inside with pretty much the same advert as on the other 2, but it's obviously double size. Here's tape 1. Print date is the 18th of August 1992. Tape 2, which is the same print date, 18th of August 1992. I had a bit of trouble actually with I think it was tape 1. When I got it, you need to know how a VHS tape is constructed because there's a little like guide right here, roughly here, where the tape would go through, and it had this like horrible sort of brown gooey stuff on it, and it was horrible, and it stuck the tape to it. And fortunately, the thing is, what I do is I spot check my tapes first. You know, I tend to take them apart, you know, to see if they're mouldy or anything, and you know, dust them off and stuff before I put them in the machine. And this one, I was wondering why the wheels weren't moving when I was trying to move the wheels manually, and then I found out why. So yeah, I took the thing out and then I cleaned the tape which had been affected, which is only like a small part I need to start with, a fair bit of isopropyl alcohol, and it's damaged a little bit right there. Can't really see that, but it still plays. It still plays remarkably well, despite this, which I'm still very happy about. And it's only like near the start where like the duplication information stuff at the start, so it doesn't really affect any program material. Tape 2's fine then. The next tape is, and the final years video is the Colin Baker years, released in 1994. The Tom Baker years was released in 92. Definitely kind of the black sheep of the years videos, because there was no Davison years and there was no McCoy years videos. There's never been a concrete answer why. I'm more inclined to believe it's because they weren't selling, like the latter ones weren't selling as well as they should have been. And also JNT left BBC Video in 92. So I believe this was filmed in 92 but wasn't released till 94. But yeah, not as good as, it's similar to the Tom Baker years. It's more Colin Baker sort of reacting to clips, but it's got more of a documentary feel to it. Not as good as the Tom Baker years, but still really good video and really insightful. And at the time, this was the only reference as to why Colin Baker left Doctor Who. And back. Inside we have a similar advert to the other ones and the other ones, but some of the videos are different. Some of the Doctor Who ones are different, and instead of Quatermass we've got the making of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Here's the tape. I actually got this new and sealed in shrink wrap. I did buy a used copy, but the used copy wasn't that good quality wise. The sound was popping quite a bit. And this one, for some reason, the sound pops a bit as well on near the end in particular, which is weird because it was still in its shrink wrap. So I don't know. The print date is 16th of February 1994. That's the same print date as on my other copy, so yeah, that's quite nice. And then the final video of the lot is More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS, which is kind of redundant because I've got this on DVD and there's really no difference between this and the video version. I only got it because the seller on eBay was selling this as a bundle with Dalek's early years and Simon the early years, so I bought them both together. I don't know if I should have told the seller, look, I've already got More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS. Is it off if I just get the Dalek and Simon video? But I didn't want to go with the hassle. But this is still a really nice video. It's got a shiny text at the front. See, that's pretty cool. This was a documentary originally aired for the 30th anniversary in 1993. The original title was called 30 Years in the TARDIS, but when the video came out they released an extended version and they called it More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS. Yeah, this video came out in 1994. Here's the cassette. Print date is the 24th of October 1994, and also I don't think they were reading properly when they printed this information at the bottom, because it says, bloody hell, focus. It says Doctor Who 30 Years Tard. Now I think most people know what tard means. It's a shortened version of a particular slur which I will not be repeating here, but yeah, that's kind of amusing. Yeah. Inside we have an updated advert advertising of a BBC science fiction videos. But we also get this Doctor Who, the complete BBC video catalogue for 2 December 1994. And this is basically just a list of all the Doctor Who videos which were out at the time. Fairly small Trown collection right there. This is not all the videos, because they were still releasing Doctor Who on video until I believe 2003. And this was what was out at the time. Very nice stuff. Colin Baker's only got 3 videos released so far. So that's very nice. So yeah, that was it. That is everything. So till next time, you'll be seeing a video from a different set. And so long for now.